I'd like to welcome you to this week's edition of the Stardom Fan Podcast. I'm Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, buddy.
I'm Judo.
Hey, there it is. And today, it's a luxury, a privilege, to well, might as well start off with the thank yous. You could support us through Stardom Fan. Anyone who's interested, right at the top. Um, there's a Stardom Fan Patreon, and there's a couple tiers. They're all basically thank yous and stuff like that. But if you come in at the Stardom Fan icon tier, man, in this icon, not only will you receive a thank you chicken. Once a month, we will honor your request and cover a topic of your choice for a segment of a podcast. Man, that was really rude. Just a segment? Oh, well, $10, you get a whole episode. We might write some of that because the World of Stardom Fan Champion is supposed to get a segment or a little piece. Anyways, what I'd like to say is today, thanks to Chicken, is we are going over Kagetsu's Oedo Tai, which has been great fun because basically Kagetsu's Oedo Tai started like right before we started watching. But first, is there anything you wanted to talk about before we bounce on in?
I mean, Hazuki's pretty cool.
Hazuki is pretty cool. Were you in? I basically grabbed a bunch of bullet points, stuff like that.
Yeah, you made me watch like a bunch of Kagetsu matches, and the only thing, like the main thing I took away, really both did, is what do we watch? We watched a match. I don't know, like, do you have the dates or no? It doesn't really matter if you don't.
No, they're basically between 2017 and 2019.
Okay, yeah, we watched.
Basically what her career was.
We watched Tam Nakano. This was like pre Panda Tam even versus Kagetsu and the Cinderella. We watched for the World of Stardom Championship, Kagetsu versus Hana Kimura. I think we watched like a tag match, like Mayu and Saki versus Kagetsu and Hazuki. Right? We watched a lot of matches, but the main takeaway was like she is such a good heel, like a bad guy character. Where we're sitting here trying to like learn stuff about her, and we're sitting here going like, "Oh my god, Tam looks really cool here." Oh man, Hazuki. Everyone else we're paying attention to in the match besides her, which is like kind of what the heel is supposed to do, right? Make the baby face look good.
Yeah, it was fascinating because that's all I wanted to do was now watch. We watched Kagetsu versus Hana Kimura, and all I want to do now is watch every move she ever had for the few years she was there. It's like it's the same thing, and then you see a younger Tam and a younger Hazuki, and it's like, and I'm like, I didn't know Tam was a bad guy, and all this kind of stuff. And I tell you what, there's an era of Stardom. I'm not so sure if anyone really clamors for the very original, but I tell you what, it definitely seems like when was Io around? I mean, she left around 28 or when the big rookie came in, right? So it's almost like what Utami started in what 2018.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
So it's almost like, and I think that's around the same time. I got some dates, but I think that's around the same time. Ugetsu's Oedo Tai 2016 to 2019. So there's like it basically seems like an era of like 2016, like until we started watching, like until 2020, where it seems like it was effing amazing. There's not a match that we put on or a topic that we researched that I haven't found absolutely fascinating.
She's really cool. Yeah, I don't. I think my favorite thing was watching like the Hana Kimura match. I was like, I need to watch more of her stuff.
Yeah, she shocked me too. Actually, because a couple of things I saw was her Tokyo Cyber Squad stuff. So seeing her, a little bit meaner, I guess, flash, or it was funny. It's almost like what Saya's doing now. It's like she was wearing dark stuff, but she was still flashy. Like you could still tell there was a whole lot of personality hiding behind her.
Mm-hmm. Also, we were watching. I noticed that Tokyo Cyber Squad. She was like all like neon and like party. But then when she was in the Oedo Tai match, we saw, oh, it's Kogetsu and Hana Kimura, I think. But she was like wearing all dark and she looked exactly like Rina. So it's like you could clearly see where she picked up like her influence.
Yes, yes. Kogetsu. Well, it sounds like, from what I've read and what we've heard is that not only are we impressed with the matches we saw, but in general, her Oedo Tai is the best. At least thought of one of the most fondly. Um,
Hmm.
Yesterday, when I first brought it up, uh, that we were going to do a little watch along in the Discord, stardomfan.com for that. Um, Chica was actually the first one to reply and says, Kagetsu, one of the best to ever do it.
She had like a hard. I don't even like hardcore matches, and she had one with Hana Kimura, and it was pretty good actually.
Yeah, when we were watching that, there was because I wanted to watch like normal one-on-one wrestling, which I think we ended up seeing with actual rules, which is surprising for an Oedo time match. But yeah, when she had that uh yeah, hardcore match, I mean, it did the stuff that it looked like the invention of chair bowling happened that day.
Yeah,
That now we
uh,
now we see every day, sometimes three times a day.
depend.
Um,
Yeah, depending on Thekla's mood.
right. But you could really tell she had like once they got in the ring, like her wrestling was just really, really fantastic. I couldn't help but
Mhm.
think that she is one of the greatest wrestlers that I never saw.
Can I just say, by the way, when I watch a Stardom show and they're doing the chair bowling where they just like throw people into chairs, I never got why people are moving. Like, okay, I could get if it was like you, or Nene, and they're gonna throw them at you, but like, who doesn't want to catch a Natsupoi?
Oh yeah, because then you really got to hit the deck.
Oh yeah, but it's like, who doesn't want to catch a Natsupoi or Hanan? That just sounds like a good time. I'm loving these accomplishments. They're like she had the best 5-star match in 2017, 2018, and 2019.
Oh my god.
She also had just the best match of the year with Hazuki versus Mayu and Io in 2018, and the best tag team award in 2017 with Hana Kimura.
It seems like that Hazuki's best years was teaming up with Kagetsu. How
Yeah.
many titles do you have that handy? I haven't. I just should have been more efficient. And like, if you hear pauses, I apologize. But I was sitting here just like scouring articles and stuff, and sort of cutting and pasting to the point where I have like 25 pages. I'm like, what am I doing here? Because once I would learn something, I'd Google something else. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, Act was the first person in Oedo Tai. So now I like
Hell yeah.
copied and pasted an article about her. I'm like, what's wrong with me? She was a founding member, if you wanted to know that. Yeah, but did it say how many titles Hazuki had with her? I mean, she did pretty good.
Never?
Oh, okay. Well, I assume she had something. I do have because I was interested to see how successful Togetsu's Oedo Tai was. So it went from 2016 to 2019 when she became leader. And if I may, she took over duties from uh, Kyoko. Is that Hana Kimura's mom? Did I get that name right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Kyoko Kimura. And basically, it didn't seem like a hostile takeover or anything like that. Kagetsu joined, and then a little bit later, everyone was like, "Kagetsu, you're awesome," and Kimura retired, and Kagetsu, like apparently, it just made sense. She had the following, everyone liked her, and there is your leader in the start of her version of Oedo Tai. I got some of those dates wrong. Make sure you help me out in context. This is where we. It'd almost be more distracting if Chicken it was in the chat because he'd be like, "No, you're wrong here. You're wrong there." I'm like, "Hey, he could tell me I'm wrong on the recording."
I didn't know that you could actually look up like a faction. That's interesting. But the first tag team titles that they had was Hana Kimura and Kagetsu, like Oedo Tai. I
Oh,
mean, that's interesting.
Oedo Tai in general, like even starting
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
from the
the
beginning.
first tag titles that that group had,
Wow, that's cool.
and then Kagetsu helped them win the artist championships.
Fascinating because she was definitely dominant. Uh, I mean, and just think about where they are now. So it sounded like Oedo Tai's. So they start off and they're sort of the bad guy group, right? They're cheating. They're using weapons when they can. They're probably carrying around chains and all that kind of fun stuff. And then we saw this when we watched a few of those Kagetsu matches. Like they basically they had how would you describe it? Like they're it's almost like they were putting on a show at the same time. So they come in and there's like a little dance or a number they're doing and they're jumping around, but they're not like looking cosmic angels and cutesy and stuff. They almost it's more like some kabuki gonna samurai rip your head off stuff and uh like the greasers, in those old movies, they were
Like a
dancing and stuff, but you didn't they still fuck things up.
grease lightning.
Yeah, something like
That makes sense. Like that's like a I don't. That's a good analogy, I guess. Like they would come to the ring and do a 3 minute dance number, and then they might have a switchblade hidden in their jacket.
yeah, they were just cool like that. But then, I mean, at this point, they start getting some titles. I mean, they got, I mean, you had it up there. I mean, Getsu's just like knocking it out of the park. People are loving her. She's literally selling out arenas, probably all by herself, like all 500 seaters. It's ridiculous. But it
Uh,
doesn't hurt.
uh,
Like, well, you said, like she was such a good bad guy. Is it like shocking to hear that like she was like her main rivalries were Mayu, Tam, Io, right? Like,
mhm.
for heaven's sakes, who are the best women now? You know, started off going through Kagetsu and her Oedo Tai.
Yeah, and then even back then, I think like Tam was better than her, which is pretty crazy. I'm like, because Tam's just always been the goat. Because like the matches we watched with her were like they had a great rivalry.
So I did a quick search. Like her her rivalries are because it's fantastic. Like I guess as a faction, well, faction rivalries. Basically, I guess that's how Oedo Tai just is now. It's them versus everyone else, but against stars. Faction warfare, Queen's Quest, faction warfare, and then we go. We scroll up and I see Mayu Iwatani rivalry type, personal and professional. What?
I hate you. I really
Yeah,
hate you.
right. Oh, and that might have been was that Mayu's or Kagetsu's first title raid was against Mayu? Oh, they had some crazy feuds though. Isn't that like where they had that empty arena match and Kagetsu like it was nothing short of almost homicide
No,
against Mayu?
no, that was Mayu killing Saki Kashima.
That was in an
There,
empty arena?
yeah, there's a part where Mayu picks up Saki Kashima is gonna do like a Razor's Edge, like Razor Ramon's finish move.
Yeah.
Except she just like turns towards the ropes and just chucks her outside of the ring. That was,
Mm.
yeah. Saki's like just evil, ultimate betrayal. That was awesome. Mayu kicked the shit out of Saki. I'm pretty sure like that's why Saki had to take like a 3 year break from wrestling. No, I know that's separate, but she should have. That match was awesome.
I like this. So you had Mayu, Io Shirai, like I said, Momo Watanabe. I guess back then Momo was the leader of Queen's Quest, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
Yes.
Momo challenged Kagetsu for the World of Stardom Championship and Kagetsu retained. So even back then, Momo just couldn't pull off the big one, huh?
Momo like had the greatest white belt run like ever, except for Saya. and then just decided, yep, I mean, I'm already the GOAT. So I already did everything I felt like doing in wrestling. Now I just want to like hurt people.
Is that is that what happened? Like, because like before we started watching, like Momo was like apparently amazing. We start watching around 2021 or so, right? And Momo's good, but she's just another player in Queen's Quest who Tommy's the, real leader and Momo's just there. I mean, still being cool. But then she goes to Oedo Tai and she's awesome. Is that what happened? She's got to the point where she was just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, I worked really hard when I was 18. Now it's time to fucking chill and cash in.
She already cashed in. She's like, I already made all my money.
Another good rivalry was Jungle Kiona. I love watching jungle matches. I should have pulled another one of those.
Yeah.
Hazuki, even though they were best friends, every now and again, you still gotta beat each other up. And I'll tell you what, at least as it stands right now, because Hazuki sort of feels the same way, where it's like in a lot of her matches these days, it's almost like, she's just chilling. She already had her success, I guess. Hasn't won the big one.
Mm-hmm.
Probably hasn't even had a white belt. But a lot of tag teams, so those add up. Um, but back then,
It's like a Subway punch card. How many tag titles do you need with FWC to like equal a white belt
Yeah, I
run?
think that's exactly how it works. um, but Hazuki in single matches, like even right now, are amazing, especially if it's for a title. So Hazuki versus Kagetsu, it's amazing that Hazuki. I bet you. Here's my hot take: if Hazuki didn't retire the same year Kagetsu did, or shortly after, Hazuki would probably be the leader of Oedo Tai, and Oedo Tai would still be the greatest group.
Oedo Tai is not the great. Hate is probably the greatest group because they're about to have like the greatest red belt champion ever at Dream
Oh
Queendom.
yeah, that's true. I keep forgetting their hate. Enigma did that in his show today too. He's like, I'm just gonna call them Oedo Tai forever. I forgot
Do,
Oedo Tai. I forgot Oedo Tai is not a thing anymore.
do you
Not
remember?
only does Bobby Hill's Oedo Tai is like the worst version, but she closed them down. They're done. The beginning, Oedo Tai starts off. Founding member is Ak Yasukawa. Yeah, she was pivotal in Oedo Tai's formation, and I'm pretty sure 2015 Kyoko becomes the leader of Oedo Tai. And at this point, they're really leaning in, and it's becoming the rule-breaking faction. They're adopting more of a chaotic and destructive style. In 2016, Kogetsu joins Oedo Tai, and her arrival is it is the like apparently it's every group, and then like she joins, and it's another turning point because I mean she's coming in, and I mean she is funny. She's sort of an enigma where she's all dressed in black, but you can tell she's got the personality. She's flashy. She's got charisma for days. Um, she instantly becomes the group's centerpiece. I actually like this, and this might go to it too, where Kagetsu's era is often considered Oedo Tai's golden age, where the group combined in-ring excellence with elaborate entrances and antics.
But I still
She
think Hate
retired.
is better.
And all right, so I have a list of the titles in Kogetsu's Oedo Tai. The list here is astonishing for just a few year run. Kagetsu was the world champion, um, and who, I mean, she defended against Mayu. She defended successfully against Momo. I mean, that's just to name a few. Getsu and Hanakamura held the tag team titles. Kagetsu and Yoko Kimura. That must have been while Kagetsu was still a member, but we all know who was really about to be in charge. But they had the tag team titles. Now this is always like love the artist belts because that really shows faction dominance, if you will.
Mhm.
So Kyoko, Kagetsu, and
Yeah,
Chris
that's true.
Wolf. Yeah, right. So it's like because obvious they should almost just be able to freebird it or new day it, right? Just have like a you should have a four-man or something, and just whoever it's the faction title. Anyone can defend it at any time. uh,
Yeah, that would be
but
cool if they made that. Oh man, they should probably do that with the artist belts. I think that would be better. It's just
just have
like
it faction. Yeah.
yeah, because they make such a big deal about like the factions anyway. Why not just make that belt like the faction belt?
Yeah, it doesn't always have. Let's say it doesn't always even have to be threes. Get some more colors. Everyone can hold a belt, right? Or- I mean, maybe you just have every now and again they have faction versus faction. You have a 5-on-5. And the winner is the new Stardom belt. I love it.
That's true.
Kyoko, Kagetsu, and Chris Wolf are Artist of Stardom champions 2016. Kagetsu, Hanakamura, and Hazuki in 2018. Oh my God! Can you bring a picture up of that team? Fill the cup. I mean, that is the epitome of cool. Kagetsu, Hanakamura, and Hazuki. Juno. Do you know when Koguma was the champion? Because I have a feeling her FWC mate was the original high speed genius. Is the Oedo Tai Hazuki had the high speed title? How do you like that? For over a year from 2018 to 2019. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, man. Bugetsu even held the apparently you could call it like the real world title, the SWA, because you're just holding that like every you can carry that everywhere, right? So that's where you beat up all the foreigners with that SWA title.
Yeah, that Mai threw it in the trash.
She threw it right in the trash.
Yeah, it is funny that belt was so wild because it was like a belt that you could only defend it from people. So it's like an international title, like people from other countries. And then COVID hit, so there was like literally nobody from another country. Like Mayu had to defend it against Fukigen because she's from outer space. And then she just threw it in the trash.
Threw it right in the trash.
Right in the trash.
But I think we covered most of Kagetsu's it's a tongue twister. Kogetsu's Oedo Tai's core members. Um but we didn't talk about Chris Wolf. I looked it up for a minute. I've never seen her, and I don't know a ton about her, uh, other than the fact I did print out an article. But apparently, she was the faction's comic yet deadly wild card, sort of their comic relief, maybe their Fukigen death.
How come Hazuki didn't take over as a Oedo Tai leader?
Because they retired the same year or very close to each other. Otherwise, of course, she would have basically done her group. I think we talked about what what her Oedo Tai meant to Stardom in general, and really what Oedo Tai slash hate really sort of means for the company now. Um, they're really the only bad guy faction. Would you say? I mean, sometimes Cosmic Angels are like the biggest bad guys, but I think in general, like they are, you know, the heel group, the epitome. So it's definitely important to have around. And when 2016 to 2019, that's 3 powerful years that really, makes them stand out. And
It pretty much it's like I mean early Stardom. I've tried to watch some of their like they don't, first of all they don't upload a lot of their stuff because I don't even know if they have an archive of it. But a lot of it was not good. Like 2014, a lot of some stuff in like 2015, and then there was just basically all EO, which is great if you like. Which is great if you like EO. If you don't like EO, it's not the best. But then it's like Kagetsu came along and kind of saved Stardom, to be honest.
yeah, her matches, the feuds, the storylines you read about. I mean,
Also, you
it,
should
it,
go back and watch the show. I wish they need to bring this back. They would do a thing where like all the factions got to book a show, and they did Oedo Tai got to book a show, or they get to make whatever stipulations they want. Like that seems insane. Like let the bad guys just decide what matches are on the card and like what the rules are. But they had Mayu. I like zoomed in this. This is like Mayu Iwatani over here, and they're like fluffy dress because they made her be that she wasn't allowed to wrestle. She was like the ring announcer, but every time she messed up something ring announcing, they charged like they fined her like $100 or like $1,000, like whatever it was.
Oh, that's amazing.
That is like probably one of the best shows.
Well, that didn't stop completely a couple years ago. I mean, maybe it wasn't a whole show, but there was a Stardom and Showcase where the Cosmic Angels decided on a special match with slip and slides and water and stuff. Tell me about. All right, so here, how often do you get this opportunity? Tam Nakano and her bear. Is that a thing?
Her
That
pan,
was she in Kogetsu's Oedo Tai?
the panda ran Oedo Tai, pretty sure, because Tam joined Oedo Tai and got hurt, and then she only had like 2 or 3 matches and got hurt. Actually, before that she was like an indie wrestler, and she was like a death match queen, like Risa Sarah. Except she was smart, where she's like gonna wear a full jumpsuit and like let you roll around in the thumbtacks.
Oh, that's amazing.
But then she came to Stardom and she was like looking for a faction. I think she got hurt after like 2 or 3 matches, and she was sort of like a manager in Oedo Tai, so she healed up. And she has like this.
Wow.
She had like a panda, and then when Kagetsu retired, she gave Peach-Han to her, and then Kagetsu's dog like murdered him in cold blood.
That is freaking amazing. That might be one of the best rivalries ever. The dog versus the panda bear.
She should bring it back, dude. I don't know if she still does, but like I feel like every once in a while, maybe they're just like the old tights she wears sometimes. She's like the rest of them are
It
in the
has like
wash. I don't know, but sometimes like she used to literally like even when after she left the Oedo Tai, after she left Stars, after her like crazy title run, artist run and white belt run, she was still wearing these trunks with like Peach-Han on her ass. So it's like it's still been around.
oh, that's
Just a
awesome.
picture of the panda. What was her last Stardom match? I wonder. The
I wanna say
Kagetsu gauntlet. Oh, I remember that.
2019
Yeah,
against Mayu.
she had a gauntlet. She faced. Let's see, 1, 2. You can keep going. I'm gonna count. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Wait, like 24 matches, and then wait, she couldn't wrestle herself. Oh, versus Kagetsu. Okay, she had a gauntlet match where she wrestled like 20 people, like the whole like most of the roster on her last
Oh,
show.
that's fantastic. Who else did they do that for? That used to be a thing they did, right?
Kyrie.
When they were retiring. Yeah, because I know we've seen some of those before. And
Basically,
they would just wrestle for 2 minutes at a time or something like that. Was that what it was?
technically, I think they were like minute matches. Technically,
Yeah.
when Julia was red belt champ, she probably already knew she was going to WWE. She had one of those matches.
Oh, that's cool.
She just didn't tell anybody. And then she was in. Oh man, that was another crazy thing. Like Julia left Stardom and was in Marigold for like 2 matches. Like, all right, peace. Going to NXT. Tam Nakano defeats Kagetsu. I found that interesting. Her like the last Corkin match she has is a one-on-one with Tam, and Tam beats her. And then she does a tag team match, Jungle Kiona and Momo Watanabe, and she's versus Kagetsu, tagging with Mayu Iwatani, which is crazy. And then her last match was the gauntlet match. That's so technically like because I don't really count that as like a match. Like her last match, she wanted to like have a match first Tam, and then she wanted to tag with Mayu, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's really cool. And it was against Hazuki, I think, right? Wasn't it? What did you say it was? I'm sorry. I might have been pulling a you. I might have been looking. I was looking something up while you were telling me something great.
Momo and Jungle Kiona.
Oh, that's her last real match. That is fascinating.
If I'm reading this right, I have to go back and watch this match. Her last match, it said was this 5-13. So I think she which she had the gauntlet match versus everybody. She won 5 of them, lost 17, and had 3 draws.
Hmm.
I think that's how you read that. I gotta find all those gauntlet match.
Yeah, we should do a gauntlet match recap, just all of them.
Blow for blow, like a whole gauntlet match. The last match I see she had was like a Hana Kimura show, like memorial show.
Oh, she came back for that? I don't remember for some reason. If I may, to wrap this whole thing up, is there anything else you want to say about our girl Kagetsu? I really like this. No, I think usually we're a fun opinion pod, so I think I think I'll like my 27 pages of notes was just stupid because it just made me like try to
Like,
read instead of like know everything. So I'll be
mhm.
better next month or next time we do a show like this. But I think it was really good. So I appreciate Chicken for the request. Juno, I appreciate you for all your hard work as always. And I would like to say in conclusion on the legacy of Kagetsu's Oedo Tai, Kagetsu's era as leader of Oedo Tai stands as a defining chapter in Stardom's history. She didn't just lead a faction, she transformed it into a dynamic, theatrical powerhouse that blended chaos, charisma, and excellence. Kogetsu elevated Oedo Tai from a typical heel group into a spectacle that captivated fans, combining unforgettable entrances, rule breaking antics, and top tier wrestling. Her leadership helped foster the careers of stars like Hana Kimura, Hazuki, and others, leaving a legacy that extends far beyond her own accolades. Whether it was in faction warfare with Stars and Queen's Quest or as a dominant World of Stardom champion, Kogetsu consistently set the bar for creativity and performance in wrestling. Even after her retirement, Oedo Tai sort of continues to thrive. Well, not anymore. Continued to thrive until Netsuko Tora took Oedo Tai and threw it in the trash. But the golden age under Kogetsu's guidance remains unparalleled. It was a time when chaos reigned
Ooh,
supreme and Oedo Tai became synonymous with excitement, rebellion, and unpredictability.
yes.
Finally, Kogetsu's influence is still felt in Stardom, and her contributions to the promotion and wrestling will be celebrated for years to come. Thank you, Kogetsu. Thank you, Juno, for everything you do. Thank you all for hanging out. Juno, I know I brought it up at the start because this episode was brought to you by the Stardom Fan Icon Chicken, and thank you. And you can get such a title by going to stardomfan.com/Patreon. Wrong. Patreon.com/StardomFan. Or you could just go to stardomfan.com and that has all our links, podcasts, YouTube, our yearly article. I mean, so much good stuff. But thank yous are always a must. On the Patreon, you can just join a free tier. Every now and again, there's still like little videos that drop and stuff like that. And there's a couple of you guys in there. I see it. You're Z-Man. You're I Want Victims. There was one that was all Japanese symbols, so I did the cool Google Translate thing, and it came up as Counter Kick. So Counter Kick, that's a cool fucking name. I see you. All the way from the Rising Sun, Juno Nablog, Angel Tokyo, the Silent J has a free tier. I mean, it's unbelievable. Opai's, I think no, Opai's hanging on there. Oh, it's crazy. It doesn't hurt to join something for free. However, the real special thank yous. It's Twilight Dream comes in as a Stardom fan in the original Top Kawaii of the Cosmos. Jake Ebert was actually the original World of Stardom fan champion. However, the inaugural Stardom fan icon, Chicken, the top. I think I should say he changed his name. Chicken Fam. Did I say that right, or do you say Pam? Is it a silent H? Chicken Pam, top kawaii of the Cosmos.
Wait.
Stardom.
Go ahead. Say that again.
What's his name? Chicken Fam? Chicken Pam?
No. Both of those are wrong.
But he says his name because he has an accent. It sounds like he's saying
I think those both are wrong. I think it's Fam.
Chicken. All right. All right, chicken palm, top chicken palm, top kawaii of the cosmos at Stardom. Thanks, guys, and thanks everyone in chat. I mean, you guys make it fun. If I wasn't, usually, we'll talk to the chat a little bit more. But I had a hard enough time concentrating on my notes. And again, like we're gonna at least do this once a month, sort of a retrospective or a topic. So I hope you enjoyed it, Juno, as I'm actually looking at you live in camera into your beautiful eyes. And how did you do that and have like little things come up?
Fighting!
I didn't know you could do a soundboard with like fucking emojis and shit. They're adorable.
Yeah.
Just keep like yum 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 yum.
But anyways, I did learn something today is that I'm really good at researching. I am really good at having thoughts. I'm pretty bad at putting them in a cohesive order. But you know what's the great
Damn, you got skills.
the great thing about editing is that it's going to sound perfect. Once we break it down and move this here and move that there, it's going to be one of the best audio podcasts of all time. I'm going to take a break. If you want to hang out,
I only
I'm
have
free,
like
but do
80
whatever.
more things I want to press. So
All right, you press those. I'm going to take a break and fill up my soda. Then we can play a Fortnite. We could stay on stream and do like a 20 questions we haven't done in a while. If people like, oh, Chris is in here. Chris Minji was like my fucking. He was the best.
yeah, we can do one of those.
He kept giving me. Yeah, we haven't done one in a while. All right, so stay on stream. I'm
Do
gonna
you
take a
guys
break.
like
And then
mangoes?
you talk. I'll tell you what. Can you have an entire conversation with your new Gene soundboard? That's what I'm looking to find out.
No.
こんばんは。You can be the top かわいい of the cosmos。クリックアワコーヒーリンクビロー。バイポイ。
Okay, I got a wrestler.
Is male or female?
That's not.
Oh
Yes or
shit!
no.
I did that wrong. It's 20 questions. Is this I already. This is my idea. I forgot how to play the fucking game. Is wrestler female?
Yes.
Is she part of an active roster?
Yes.
Is she a champion at the moment?
No.
Was she a champion this year?
Yes.
This year did she have a singles belt?
No.
Is this wrestler? If it's not in the top 3, I'm gonna be very upset. Is this wrestler in Stardom?
No.
WWE?
Nope.
AEW?
Nope.
Is she often pictured in the Stardom fan Discord server's junkyard?
No.
That's the only thing I know about Chan Yoda.
She's the goat. That's all you need to know.
Damn it! The only thing left is Marigold.
No.
Oh, is that no? I wasn't actually asking it, but since you did.
No,
that was
I
in
just
my
said.
head.
I just said there's no. That didn't answer it.
Oh, well now now in my head I need to know. Is this wrestler wrestle for Marigold?
Yes.
I don't know all the champions, but the only one I think I would know would have to. Oh, I think you told me. Yeah, see, I pay attention when you talk to me. You told me, I believe, that the tag team champions are Mirai and her ladyship. So, were these wrestlers once in DDM? Or this wrestler once in DDM?
No, not a DDM wrestler. Oh, this is 12.
12. This is 12. Has this wrestler ever thrown out her ladyship dollar bills to the crowd?
Yes.
Yes. Is it Mai Sakurai?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm right, or yes, I'm wrong?
You're wrong. It's not my Sakurai.
Well, who else threw out the Bucks?
See, you don't watch Marigold like I do.
Is it Mirai?
No.
Can't be. Now I'm just like, technically I lost if I say the name, and if you say the name and you're wrong, you lose.
Mirai.
Has Utami Hayashishita ever thrown out a Marigold Buck or a My Sakurai dollar?
Yes.
Is it Utami Hayashishita?
Yes.
I lost because I didn't pick your favorite wrestler of all time. Fuck is my problem? Like it was a low hanging fruit. I should have just said it number 1. Oh my god.
She started young with fire in her eyes, just a small town kid with dreams that touch the sky. Under Sadamora's wings she learned the fight. In the world of chaos she found her light. Moved to Stardom, found her crew, a rebel faction where her spirit grew. Oedo Tai with its outlaw pride, and Kagetsu leading by their side. She's the empress of chaos, fearless and bold, with a heart of steel. A legend retold from Sendai streets to Stardom's heights. She fought with fire through the darkest nights. With that golden belt she took her stand, the world in her palm, her loyal fans. Against Iwatani she gave her all, hero versus villain, pride in the fall. Every match a story, every blow a tale. Kagetsu fought on a stormy trail. She led Oedo Tai with a fierce proud face, leaving her mark, a lasting trace. She's the empress of chaos, fearless and bold, with a heart of steel. A legend retold from Sendai streets to Stardom's heights. She fought with fire through the darkest nights. And when she said goodbye, the crowd stood still. A final match, an empty thrill, with her mentor by her side once more. She left her heart on that Sendai floor. Now she's the empress of chaos, a memory bright. Her spirit lives on in every fight. From Stardom's depths to fans worldwide, she's the fire, the rebel, the pride. So here's to Kagetsu, forever bold. Her story etched in wrestling gold. The empress of chaos, a timeless ring. Her legacy's flame will always sing. So here's to Kagetsu, forever bold. Her story etched in wrestling gold. The empress of chaos, a timeless ring. Her legacy's flame will always sing.